Hi everyone. My mind is blown.
I almost yelled it again.
Yeah, there's a photo mode in this game, and I had no idea.
I'm gonna mute myself for half a second.
All right. I can only imagine what he's saying.
Okay. I wanted to yell it so bad. Yeah, we found out like a photo mode, and it's like there's really specific parts about it, like
yeah, like for example, analog stick. How much you push it depends on its transparency. Like I was able to mess with it before because there's no up and down camera. So if I just tilt it straight up, it goes away.
Yeah, it's.
And another weird thing, if I go here into options, it doesn't go away no matter what I do. But here it's fine. It's a cool feature. It's just it threw me off guard because the snow is still in the air and it looks.
Well, I like the snow in the air.
Sure.
Sort of thing.
Anyway, I'm not gonna waste too much time here. I should have all the keys already.
So what are we doing in this part? It's been quite some time.
It has since before Megamind month.
AK the best month. AK everybody who hasn't watched any of those videos, watch every single one of them right now.
I mean, half of them are under a minute, so.
Yeah. Debatably, I would say skip the LP even.
You can skip Ultimate Showdown, except for the last part. That one's necessary.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, the pod racing one or the one before it?
Pod racing one.
Also, hi, my name's Bentley and I'm back. This is one thing I didn't forget about.
Okay, let's get your pizza.
I mean,
I'm kidding.
You want to pay me $25 again? I mean, I'm not declining this offer. You said the Bentley thing wasn't that bad, or yeah, is his name Ben? It is Bentley,
yes,
right?
Bentley. I hope you get that straight. There's 4 games in this series.
Sorry, no. The reason why I keep getting confused is Spyro Bentley is the big guy, so I kind of keep confusing the two.
I guess I can have that too, just in reverse, which I'm sure will.
Oh, you confuse Big Bentley
Spyro
for small.
Bentley with this one.
I guess it might depend on what you have more experience with.
I'm going to. Spyro though is the weird thing.
Okay, so we're gonna do a gimmick level first.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this is gonna be mostly a gimmick part. I think 2 of the 3 are gimmicks, and I think the 3rd one might be a gimmick too, but I'm not sure.
We'll have to wait and see. Are those monkeys?
Yes.
I completely forgot. It's been so long since we recorded and since I played this game. So.
And even then, like, you made it sound like you didn't get that far in the game. Like, maybe you got to Mesa City.
I think I want to say I've beaten this game.
It seems like you didn't recognize the voodoo level at all.
It's hard to describe. Like, maybe it's not this game. Maybe it's the second game. I know I've played a little of this game.
I guess we'll know for sure when we get to the second one, which I have no clue how long that's gonna be.
I mean, I could have decided to go through the trilogy at that point. Maybe.
Yeah, like, the reason I think it's not 2 is because I have a hard time believing you wouldn't go through 3 if you went through 2.
A part of me wants to say if I end up going through this trilogy at any point, I might skip the first game.
Honestly, yeah, that's fair.
It doesn't.
It is.
Yeah, it doesn't seem bad or anything, but yeah.
No, it's
first
not.
Of all,
it's just it's very different from the other 3.
I know it's really different for 1 and for 2. I don't know if this is really knocking the game. I guess this is knocking the game in a sort of aged sense of being, but this game is a little too simplistic that it feels.
Yeah, that's fair.
That it feel really weird, especially without any like prior experience. I feel like this would be really weird for me to go do. It's like my
you
best.
have the extra abilities from the Thievius Raccoonus, but the thing is, you're so much better off just sticking with roll all the time. So
I feel like and that's the thing too. I would be like, what I would try to do probably is I would attempt to, what's it called? Like I would try to use the other abilities. Because one thing I'm trying to do with all my games as of now, I've mentioned this to you before, for specific games that I try to LP, but I've kind of just made this like how I approach games nowadays as a whole is I try to be as diverse as possible to see like the most I can get out of a game. The only time I can't really do something like that for is like if I'm playing like an RPG that you have to specifically choose like a certain build path throughout the entire.
Oh yeah, sure. Or if they force a certain party member on you, that sort of thing.
Yeah, but like other than that though, I'm trying to be as diverse as possible. Like if there's like, say for example, there's a game that has a really broken, like a lot of RPGs that have some specific combat mechanics. Some of them are really broken that there's no reason not to use it once you figure it out because it's so good. If I figure something out like that, I try my absolute best to not do it now, just because I know it can add a lot more fun to the game. I think the only real time I would ever turn like that part of my brain off is if I'm trying to look at a game through like a more critical sense. Like for example, through the Romper Crew, if I'm looking at the game like how it is, like I guess a good example would be like Kingdom Hearts, because we played through that on this channel. Is while looking through a critical lens, I could be like, for Kingdom Hearts, let's say Chain of Memories, this is a good example, or Dream Drop Distance, either one of these, but I'll go with Chain of Memories. Actually, no, I'll go with the Dream Drop Distance. I think this is probably, I don't know, they're both kind of the same. But I think Dream Drop Distance is much easier to convey. Like, say if I was going to think about that game in a critical sense, I would probably strictly use Balloon throughout the entire game. But I would try the other abilities just so I can see what they're like, again, through a critical sense, a critical lens. And then I would just go back to using Balloon because that's the clear, obvious, like, that's what you want to abuse sort of thing. You know what I mean? And then, like, if I was just to play the game casually now, I don't think I would strictly want to push myself to do use Balloon sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think something that more Sony players would know, since that was originally a 3DS exclusive. I guess it is on 2.8 now, but
I'm trying to really think. That's what I was.
Chain of Memories, because that was your other example.
Well, yeah, Chain of Memories would be the same thing. It'd be like I would do, like, Whirlwind or Tornado, whatever it's called. It's clearly the best. Tornado. Yeah, it's clearly the best in terms of what's it called?
At least
in terms of
Mega Flare.
Yeah, and Mega Flare, but you get one of them really quick, or much quicker, and at that point there's no reason for you to use the other, what's it called? The other abilities in the game. Some of them maybe, but for the most part, not really. You can just build your deck around that. As we learned, LPing the game, it even affects certain bosses that you originally wouldn't think it would affect.
Oh yeah, Vexen completely fell apart on us. And
not only that, but there's also Sonic Blade for other bosses. There's Ars Arcanum potentially for other bosses if you have Jafar out. So there's a lot of things that are just so easily abused, despite the fact that there's a lot of content in the game that you can play with, but there's no reason to, because something is so strong that if you're not using it, you're just inhibiting your own playthrough at that point. You're literally just making it harder because you have to force yourself, and I don't want to do that, or I don't.
And if you do that, you want it to be your own choice.
Yeah.
No, it's not like a level 1 run versus just balloon spam.
Yeah, and I mean, like, for example, I guess if we're talking about Sony too, and especially for a game that recently came out, Sekiro is supposed to be played in a very specific way. But there were points where I tried to play it in a different way just to see if how it felt and how I could. And it kind of worked, but the game is clearly meant to be played like aggressive parry, attack, skill-based stuff. But yeah, so I'm just trying to make it so I can play games, try to get, like, at least see the fullest extent of what they have. Kingdom Hearts 3 is a good example, I guess, if we're talking about another stuff that was released on Sony. that
I mean, that's not Sony exclusive, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's that's on a Sony console. Probably
Yeah.
most people bought it on PS4.
You know, poor Xbox got completely neglected.
I knew Magic was extremely good, but I did a lot of physical stuff because that's just how my usual playstyle is, but I did also mix in a lot of Magic because there's a lot of incentive in Kingdom Hearts 3 to do that thing. So I've been doing that a lot, and it does make a lot of games more enjoyable. In this game, if I was to play through Sly 1, going back full circle, I would probably maybe try it, but the thing is, all the abilities that you've been given outside of like the one that makes you invisible seemingly seem pretty useless.
Yeah, and I actually found out on my second playthrough on my main account too that that's actually a main ability. So that whole question I had in the last part, like how are you supposed to get through this if you didn't get that page? Yeah, no, that's what you get from beating the third boss. I just completely missed that cutscene.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought
that makes way more sense.
Yeah, I thought it was something that we got. Because not only were you saying that, but I think I was saying that too. Unfortunately, this faulty code appears to have been written on an Isle dialect. I won't be able to crack the code until we meet and defeat the bird who created it.
Translation, you have to beat the final boss first.
That is stupid.
I agree. It means I'm going to play this level again.
Translation, that is dumb.
I agree. Relic of its time.
Translation, there are conveniently placed fireworks that are shooting in convenient locations.
Relic of its time in a good way.
I don't like this. This still makes me very uncomfortable.
What does?
This whole Sly and her flirting and
I don't see the issue. At least not in this game.
I'm just not a furry, and I don't know. I just get weird.
So?
It just feels weird to me. Okay. It makes me feel dirty. Don't you feel dirty?
No. Why should I? I'm more curious about what you do.
Because I forgot to take a shower.
Okay, fair enough. I can't argue with the obvious.
What are you doing down there?
Well, I'm minding my post when I notice this snow cone stand, and I think to myself, hey Murray, you gotta keep your energy up. So I hurry over here, and then all of a sudden...
You have to wonder what ice cream stand is doing out in the middle of the place that's clearly covered in snow.
We could use the key. Think you could take him?
Come on, Slider,
Chicken nuggets.
There you go. There's your mention of chicken.
There we go.
The left stick and press square to use any nitro boosts you collect. Keep clear of those icy patches.
Thanks for the advice, Sly, but trust me, I got this under control.
Yeah. Thanks, Murray. This mission is luck. It is total luck. It depends on whether or not they drive through the nitro boost first. Because if they do, you're screwed. It looks like they're gonna go through them first. That's why I'm trying to save some of them right away. And I can't blame luck on that one. That was just me sucking in that one too.
You know what? Racing minigames and platformers should never exist.
What are you talking about? They're the greatest thing ever. I can hear the music already.
Remember the last time you did this? You were like super far behind, and you were like, we were like, how is this gonna be possible? And then for some reason on the second race, you had like that issue just disappeared.
It's luck. I swear it's luck.
We were so confused. Like, they didn't stand a chance from what I remember.
Yeah, I was considerably far ahead from what I remember.
But the thing is, like, you're in second place now. That wasn't the case in the last race. In the last race, you were, like, in fourth the entire time. And then once you restarted it, it was like as if the entire difficulty disappeared.
Like they all just drove into a wall for half a minute or something.
I think one of them actually didn't start or something.
Those stupid monkeys. They got lucky and...
Oh, hey, that's what he just rammed you.
Yeah, but he still is.
He's trying. He's trying his
He
best.
really wants to move me.
Let's see if this is one of those same cases where it's. Well, oh, okay. I thought somebody.
So far, they're doing better.
Mostly. Are you sure about that?
I mean, they got the first 2 nitro boosts, so.
Third one too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe this is the one that you failed miserably on.
I guess I do.
I don't know why people did. This is one reason why I give games like not Spyro 3. I'm trying to think. I can't think of the game offhand. So, but this is why I give games that have like a random racing minigame shit.
So Crash Warped.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking of. That would be
with the Spyro example that you made it really obvious.
Yeah, that wouldn't be my. I would still stand. I believe Warped would probably be my favorite Crash game if there were less gimmicks. I am more of a fan.
I think most people would agree with you on that. It's just.
Yeah, I'm
the motorcycles by themselves. Ugh.
There's a lot of people that prefer Crash 3. I know that, and
I know they used to, but it has really faded in popularity.
I know there's some people who still will live by that they love Crash 3, and I mean, or like the most. And I love because I love Crash 3 too. But yeah, no, it is definitely not my favorite, and it never really has.
The pure platformer levels are the best of the trilogy. I have no problems in saying that. It's just
yeah, for sure. Maybe except for a very slight few, but that's also kind of just like every level in the game. The only reason why
I can think of duds in 2 and 1 as well. So
I almost want to say with the Insane trilogy, I prefer Crash 1 over 3, just because it's still a pure platformer at heart. And that's just my preference, I guess. I hate shoehorn gimmicks that have no reason to be there. And I think that's something that everyone can get behind for the most part. Like even if you don't necessarily agree with it or you feel different, I think that's something a lot of people can understand.
See that ring on the bundle of fireworks?
See that ring on the bundle of fireworks? Well, you hooked yourself to it before I even got to finish it, so you know what? Screw you too.
Great.
Is this the boss already?
Also, if you want to see the number one reason I think this game could have been a Dreamcast, look at this guy.
I still think Sly looks more Dreamcasty.
Oh, absolutely. This whole scene.
Romper, stop.
It's even more jarring because they recreate this scene point for point in Sly 3 and it looks so much better.
Why do they recreate it?
That requires story spoilers.
I'm gonna give you guys an end game spoiler. Get ready to censor this. Thanos is purple.
I wouldn't care if it's a genuine spoiler. I wouldn't censor it.
To honor your Cooper ancestry, I will
This is a. I wouldn't do it. I'm not the kind. I hate spoilers. I hate when people spoil games for me. At least that's stuff that I intend on playing and stuff.
Or watching in this case.
Yeah, or watch. Well, I mean, if the thing is, I feel like
the first proper boss fight so far in the whole game.
I feel like for LPs, if there's a game that I would prefer to watch, or I mean to play before you LP it, I think we would discuss that. Prime example, Psychonauts.
Yeah, because believe me, I wanted to LP that game years ago, but he wouldn't let me because he wanted to play it, but he would never play it. And that bugged me so bad.
This is why he joined the Romper crew. It was strictly
honestly,
for
half
this.
is.
It was strictly for this. He's gonna leave it directly afterwards.
Damn it! I mean,
Nah, you wouldn't want to leave the Romper crew. It's interesting. It's interesting when somebody is like, "Hey, we're gonna play this game, no ifs, ands, or buts," and then we get to all deal with it, whether we dislike it or we like it. Oh, we're 75% done with the game.
yeah.
Your skill with that cane is unparalleled. Does he have a semi-racist accent? Of course. Why is that the name of the trophy? I don't get it. Romper, stop it. Romper.
Got to be where we'll find them.
Acro, I think is how he said it, something like that.
So get what you came for and let's get out of here.
What? Who?
Retrieving the Panda King section of the Thievius Raccoonus gave me a chance to learn about my technically minded ancestor, Otto Van Cooper. Not known for his physical dexterity, Otto relied on vehicles to aid him in his criminal endeavors. Armed with his designs, I was sure Murray would be able to make some cool modifications to the team van. A frustrated Inspector Fox, having missed me coming down the mountain, threw the Panda King in jail, thus putting an end to his avalanche protection services and ensuring the safety of mountain villages throughout China. My gang and I took a little time off and did some shopping in Hong Kong. Thoroughly relaxed, we headed home to plan our next move.
I remember I kept pushing you onto it because I was like, I was shoehorning it in. Oh, hi.
Yeah, we're back.
Partner, this is it.
We were just talking about some redacted information.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Bentley's reading and eating
Yeah.
the hot dog now. Oh, he's next. Or not
Murray's
Bentley.
eating it.
Murray. Sorry. Again, the whole big guy from Spyro confusion hit me.
Right, well, okay, guess this is going to be a short part, because I want to have next part start from us going into World 5.
That only makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Is it the last world, or there's
Yeah,
another one
it's-
after that, right?
No, there's only the 5.
Oh, okay.
And technically,
Or is
this
this-
one's really short, so I might actually be able to get this one done in one part.
Cool. Well, we'll see you guys then. We are almost done with the game for the most part. I don't know if the
There
percentage.
is time trials, though, and those are going to take a while.
Yeah, maybe some of them will be. Hopefully, I'm hoping the majority of them won't be too bad.
From what
But
I
we'll
hear, most of them are fine, but oddly enough, the first few are absolutely terrible.
Honestly, that sounds about right. Because thinking back, talking about Crash. Think about how Crash freaking warped. Like the first level is hard for some reason. Toad Village. It's always been difficult for me to get a gold.
Yeah, like the ones in Rally's stage, like when I went through on my own, the first 2 were totally fine, and the third one, I have no idea how you're supposed to. Like they give you a minute, and I cannot do anything less than 90 seconds. I have no clue where to cut it down.
I absolutely hate how you still have to go back to that one level after you beat the game. It's the only level that's done that so far.
Oh, I know. It's because it's the last one. It would have been whatever level I did. And in hindsight, if I had remembered that was a feature, I would have picked a different level.
Fair enough. But yeah, we will see you guys then in the next part where we might finish off the main game.
It's going to be either 1 or 2 parts.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
There's a
We'll
decent cutting point, so if I feel like I'm going too long at that point, I'll stop it there.
Fair enough.
But
So yeah,
we'll still record them back to back.
okay, that sounds fair enough to me.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll see you guys then. Have a good one. Don't forget to eat your toast, and goodbye.
All toast to toast toast.